The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18 plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And, of course, huge decision by the Supreme Court talking about race not being a factor when you are doing these new redistricting. And everyone's talking about it because it could be reshaping the map in the United States and maybe even before the midterms. Well, who better to talk about it?
And the decision then will happen who controls the Congress.
Yeah, that's a big deal, John. This the stakes couldn't be higher, right? This is a biggie.
This is a biggie.
And joining us now is Joe Gruters. Joe, so talk about this decision, what a political earthquake it is.
Hey, it's a massive decision. You're exactly right. And this may tip the balance of power, but the Democrats have been cheating for 3 decades, basically using gerrymandering as their own personal piggy bank to pick up seats. And even a couple of years ago, your governor in New York has, went after a couple of new seats and set this whole process off. But yesterday's verdict in the Kelly decision was basically massive. 12 seats are in play now. Because what they're doing is we're stopping Democrats from racial gerrymandering. It's a massive deal. And listen, they've been trying to cheat for years. They have been cheating, and this is going to reset the tables. And, if you look at the entire House right now, I would say before this, it was probably 200 Republicans, 200 Democrats, all in safe seats because of all the gerrymandering that's already happened. And there's probably 35 competitive seats around the country. Now, with these 12 seats, who knows how many seats will end up flipping this cycle, but I would say that the Republicans are going to start off with at least, let's say, 205, Democrats 195 in terms of safe seats. And so the remaining 35 will determine the balance of power. But think about what a massive thing that is. These races, potentially could be off the board if they, depending on how they end up being redistricted. And that's good news for Speaker Johnson. It's good news for Republicans trying to hold on to the majorities, and I think that we have a real chance to defy history here.
That is incredible. Now, Joe, walk us through. Does each state have to go through like sort of its own legal appeals? Is it state by state? And also the other thing is Florida. Florida also just put out their new map.
Yeah, and listen, I'm a state senator in Florida. I didn't vote on the maps yesterday. But I will tell you that Florida went to work right away. Even without it, the governor submitted some maps to the legislature, called a special session. We voted on it, passed it out. And a great win for Florida, picking up potentially 4 seats there. But then there's 12 seats overall, we think, that are going to be impacted. And every single state's different. Some states, they'll need, like in Landry, for example, in Louisiana, already pushed back their primary. They're going to, I would imagine, redistrict. Mississippi is already set to redistrict their maps. Florida did it yesterday. I would imagine other states will line up and do the same to get in compliance with that new law. But as a result, I think 12 seats. But some states require the legislature to come back and do like a special session. Some states, it's going to require some litigation to get them to move. So we're on top of it. We're going state by state, trying to go through this list, trying to make sure that we're good to go.
And, Joe, what does that mean? I mean, explain to what that means to our listeners out there, if indeed that obviously helps. It's a midterm year. That history is usually it goes to the Democrats, it goes to the party that's not in power. This is a big boon for the Republicans. What does it mean if Republicans stay in power, and what does it mean if the Democrats take the House?
Well, listen, we already know that's going to happen if the Democrats take the House. They're going to impeach. They're going to obstruct. They're going to investigate. It's going to be total chaos. All momentum that we've been building is going to be lost. And look at what they did with the shutdown. Thank goodness the shutdown's over now. But look at what they shut down earlier this year across the board, across all government. The Democrats are they're not running on a single policy other than they don't believe, they don't like the president. Trump derangement syndrome is real. They want to stop all the momentum, and the more the president succeeds on going after his policies and passing them, the more they get upset on the left. And the left has become unhinged. They've gone, look what's happening in New York City and other parts, in Maine, where they basically, the normal candidate dropped out of that Democrat primary, and now they're going to have the Nazi as their nominee. The left is not your parents' Democrat Party. They have come to power of socialists, of communists, of putting boys in girls' locker rooms, mutilating your children, the taxing everybody to where they want to leave. I mean, listen, New York City is we've gotten more Florida residents from your backyard than I think anybody, and it's a boon for our communities. And I just talked with another major fund manager who I think is about to move out of New York. So,
no.
Your pain is not over. It's gonna continue until you guys, fix your problems there and realize that job creators are a massive benefit to the overall community.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, sadly, there's a mass exodus. Judge Weinberg.
Mr. Chairman, good to talk to you again, sir. I'll tell you what concerns me above everything else is the normalcy, the normalization of political violence, the absolute hatred, the diatribes, the unfairness, the distortion from reality. And this is a matter of real concern because we need to get back to common sense, centrist government to work for the best interests of the American people. And the Democratic Party seems to abandon that.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about reality. And it's not just Trump derangement syndrome anymore. It's basically like American derangement syndrome. I think these guys are rooting against the success of our country because if we don't fix these basic issues like immigration, we don't fix the voting system with like the Save America Act, we're not going to have a country in 10 years. We got to do these basic things. And listen, this is not just supported by the Republicans. I mean, like the Save America Act is supported by 84% of Americans. It's these elitists in D.C. that are trying to cling on to power by any means necessary. That's why they believe the end justifies the means. They're willing to cheat. They're willing to play games, all so they can remain in power rather than doing what's right and helping America, get better and to allow people to achieve the American dream here.
Joe Gruter, Mr. Chairman, John Catsimatidis. I understand. We had, Tom Fitton on?
Yeah, from Judicial
Watch yesterday. And he says they found 1 million voters that are not qualified to vote, but they had voting cards and were ready to vote in New York. And he thinks around the whole country there might be an additional 20 or 24 million. Is that possible?
Yes. Listen, there may have been 25 million people that came in illegally just under the Biden administration. That's how bad it is. And that's why they don't want to give up any of their voting rolls to review. That's why they want to have, no voter ID, no proof of citizenship. They're trying to play games. They're trying to set up a system where they could cheat and fundamentally change our country as we know it. It's not acceptable. But again, it's a power grab. We have to put a stop to it. We have to win these midterms. We have no other option other than to do whatever we can to make sure that we're going to be successful to give this president a full 4 years.
Is there any other country that allows the stupidity we allow?
No, almost even third world countries require voter ID. It's insanity. And what the Democrats say, they always say, well, it's too hard for people to get IDs. They think people are stupid. They think their voters are stupid. They're not. If you go walk around and ask people if they have the ability to get ID, they require a voter ID to go to their different events. They're hypocrites. But again, it's not about common sense and reasonableness. It's about gaming the system and fundamentally changing the country. They need more voters because they used to say they were the party of the American worker. That was before our president, Donald J. Trump, came in and became a champion for the average everyday American.
Wow.
Once he did that, the Democrats completely lost their base. and they had to go to the absolute fringe to try to pick up more and more support by going and doing the craziness in the bathrooms, and then they going after the illegals. They have to recruit new voters because they've lost mainstream America.
Joe Gruter, chairman of the Republican National Committee, thank you for your common sense. Thank you for your update. And let's catch up again real soon.
Thanks, John. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.